What's going on, guys? It's your host Stonecrest, aka Psych Dolo, aka blah blah blah. What's going on, man? Today we're gonna talk about community. All right. I was inspired due to my visit to the school yesterday when it comes to our community and being up there with the children, interacting with the teachers and the staff or what have you. And I notice a lot of time when I go to the school. Before I even get into all of that, man, let's put it out there. All of my videos you notice on this channel is pertaining to entertainment and family life. And I want to put that out there as a disclaimer because I'm no professional counselor, therapist. I'm no expert. You know what I mean? A lot of times when I do like these videos, it's like therapy for me. You know what I mean? Because I like to talk about a lot of the issues we face. And so with that being said, if nothing else, be entertained. Now, as a viewer, if there's something that puts up a red flag in your head and some of the things I talk about are the things that I talk about bring interest to you to make you say, you know what? I want to learn more about it. I want to educate myself. I want to step up to the plate and I want to become active and become more involved and let me do my homework and let me activate. Then that's different. Feel free by all means, reach your optimum level, become a better person. And so that's my disclaimer, man. All of my videos fall up under entertainment. If nothing else, be entertained. Now, like I said, if you hear me say something and you feel the need to do your homework, step your game up, then by all means, all right? So yeah, I'm up there at the school, very active in the community, big on family, and I've graduated to that point, by the way. But with that being said, man, I noticed, being up there at the school, we went on a school field trip, and so we had volunteers, chaperones, what have you. And well, you know what? Now that I think about it, one came later. I was the only male out of like 20 females. Now I'm glad 20 parents showed up. And one would think, you know what, that's the woman's job to be there at the school, let the mother, tend to the children, let her be the nurturer. By all means, all right? Because like I say, for a lot of y'all that represent Christianity, First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3 says how Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of the woman. And then after the woman is the children. So you got God, Christ, the man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biblical structure when it comes to like order. You know what I mean? So again, y'all check that out. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3 for those of y'all that look at the Bible as a source. So anyway, when it comes to family and when it comes to community, I notice how a lot of people talk about having a nice home. Oh, I want a nice house like that, blah, 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 etc. And when you get a home, you don't even maintain it. The upkeep of the home. A lot of people, oh, I want a fancy this and this when it comes to materials, but then don't maintain it. You know what I'm saying? That's one side of it. But also when it comes to the family, I want y'all to know, because I have a family, I have a wife and children, and the family is the nucleus, all right? That center point. You know what I mean? The family is the nucleus, the building block. And to have a community, you got to have families in the area to be a community. Now, a lot of people say, oh, yeah, when I go back to my community, you know what I mean? I got a community. I'm from a community. If you go to your residence and you look in your neighborhood / in your area and there are no men in the house, in other words, there's like not like families, then you don't have no community. Now, you may have heard me say in one of my videos, to be a community or, specifically like a black community, you got to own the homes and the businesses to even call yourself a community. Well, let me backtrack. You have to first be a family, all right? That way you have the same values, you know what I mean? And you have to, again, when you have a family, you can be active in the community in a way that y'all share the same values. We all got something to lose, and I ain't talking about material. I'm talking about your wife and your children. So that message and that part is for the men. Now, men have to step up to the plate and be men. Now, I notice again about a lot of the dudes who've been raised in these single parent mom household. Now, according to statistics, a large percentage of men that are in prison, if I recollect correctly, 70% come from single parent households. All right? Meaning the mother. All right? So a lot of women who going out here making decisions to have these babies with these dudes only soon to later resent that dude. Women, I say to you, please, and you have to start making better decisions. All right? If you control sex and who you give and share your body with, then you have to make better decisions on these guys that you're choosing to bring children into this world. Now, if you bringing in the children and you don't have no male support or no husband, then you're not a family, you know. And like I say, to have a community, you got to have families in the area, in these residents, you know what I mean? Man, woman, child, all right? So again, it goes back to, you know, spirituality and to those who get into religion, you know, it goes back into that, again, according to your source of knowledge, which is the Bible, for those that get into religion, those Christians or what have you, you know, and just religious groups, or, you know, point blank period, you know what I mean? Check out your source of knowledge and see what it says about the man being the head, all right? And so, again, we have this new, you know, we're in the digital age. Y'all know we're in the digital age. So we're in the space right now where there's a social group that's called Nextdoor. So basically it's like I said, it's like social media for like the, you know, the people in the area to say, you know what, you know, this was going on in the community, and for ways for them to communicate and socialize. And so I noticed a lot of people that are on Nextdoor. I'm not on Nextdoor. My wife is. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the information is like negative. Oh, look at the young man walking around in the community. They're breaking in cars. Oh, somebody's dog got away. Oh, this and this going on. I'm hearing gunshots. And I noticed a lot of those videos that they share on Nextdoor, even Ring. So Ring doorbell, it records. You know what I mean? Because that's where I see a lot of the stuff on Ring. So basically it's like, it's somebody breaking in and trying to stealing packages off the front porch, breaking in cars. They'll share the Ring video, and it shows where, you know, again, a bunch of young folks who ain't got no guidance, like just clearly trying to find a come up and clearly not that. And I'm saying this is to bring it back to the male figures, meaning, men, when you out here choosing these women, and of course, you know, they allowing you to what they say, they call it shoot up the club. They allowing you to leave they semen in them to have a baby, but you got to make better decisions if you know you're not gonna be the man to raise that particular child. Because see, at this point, let's just put it out there. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna make it. White, blue, green, brown, whatever color, ethnicity, nationality, everybody ain't going to get it, and everybody is not going to make it. So I just want to put that out there while it was on my mind, you know, because what I'm saying is, on the deeper level, the powers that be is very, let me say, opposing forces. It's very deceptive. So again, let me go back to that source of y'all, you know, let's go back to the Bible real quick. Book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9. The Satan will deceive the world. All right? Will deceive them. Right now, it's to the point where if you go on a deeper level, you'll see that it was by design to say, you know what, let's find a way to get the man up out the household. All right? And I say to many of you, don't fall for the illusion. Don't fall for the trap. You know what I mean? For those who have an eye, let them see. For those who have an ear, let them hear. Don't fall for the okie doke, man. In other words, if I'm performing this magic trick and you so focused on this magic trick, you're going to miss what it is, you're going to miss me. So a better an example, the puppet master. You sitting there, the puppet master controlling these figures down here. You so caught up on the figures, you thinking this is the real deal, when in actuality, it's an illusion. Now, if you was to look closely, you may see that little clear, thin string that's being attached to these figures, and they're being controlled by the puppet master. But if you so caught up on the show and caught up on these figures, you're going to miss that 1% or the elite or that opposing forces that's doing all of the manipulating. All right? Hence the matrix. So a lot of you guys are trapped in the matrix. A lot of people are trapped in the matrix, and again, I'm not exempt if that makes you feel any better, and not to condemn anyone. But again, when you look at this world we live in, a lot of what we're dealing with, it's an illusion. Right now you had the Vice President Kamala Harris. She ended up going to the motherland, and she's basically trying to tell this country, not only Ghana, but even over in Uganda, the American government is trying to convince them to let human rights be. In other words, let the LGBT have their way. Let them roam over in your country. Allow them to do this. Allow them to do that. And I'm saying that to say it's a part of deception. Because if that's the case, and we all around the world allow the LGBT community to take over, how will we be able to perpetuate life unless we just usher in AI? All right, so it's almost like a threat to humanity. And I say that because, again, when it comes to perpetuating life, man, woman, and child, to find a young lady, to be, and to have to engage in holy matrimony, and usher in children, it's like an act of love. It's like it's the nature of it all, like the original. And I'm saying that to say the deceptive part is, if we're gonna allow the LGBT community to be so strong and to spread this all around the world, then whoever copyrighted the Bible, they would have to change the Bible. you would have to change the Bible, because according to the Bible, it's not in favor of this whole LGBT community. And the reason I'm talking about it, because let's go back to the point I'm trying to make here. The deception part. All right? And opposing forces is very deceiving. Okay, if God have a natural way of making it rain and thunderstorm, we're going to find a way to manipulate, because we want that power. So it's like a glitch in the matrix, meaning right now I got some shrubs out front right now that are dead. We had some warm days to come in, and then all of a sudden it just automatically went back to wintertime. Pollen gone, dropped below, I guess, 0. It got very cold enough to kill my neighbor's plants, my plants. I mean, kill them dead. I'm talking about perennials. Ones that come back every year, dead. They're gone. They're gone. And there's no doubt in my mind, for those of you, that you call conspiracy theories, when you speak on certain, I guess, situations, issues, you know what I mean? But you call it a conspiracy theories. And, we've all, or many of us, heard of HAARP. HAARP is like an acronym. And basically it's where, at one point in time, the military was using it as a defense mechanism to use these chemicals that they shoot up in the air. And basically they would manipulate the weather. And they say they won't use it anymore, but a lot of who they call the conspiracy theorists still believe that they're finding ways to exercise just that, because the weather pattern, I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's been that way for like the last 2 decades. You know what I mean? But many people, again, they caught up in the figures and the illusion, and that's their whole life. Materials, a bunch of likes, a bunch of validation, and they're caught up in the illusion, and they missing what's really going on out here. And like I say, so back to what they're trying to do with the LGBT community, that's enough to break up families. If you break up the families, then you can't have no community. So it's hard to work in unison. So the direction in which we're going, I'm convinced that the world is being deceived, just as the book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 9 mentioned and stated, that it's a lot of deception going on. So again, I say to those who have an ear, let them hear. Those who have an eye, let them see. And like I say to all of the real men, you must stand up, all right? You must be active. You have to show the boys how to be men. A lot of you single mothers, you have to make better decisions with who you lay down and conceive with. You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, again, you women, you have more power than you know. Because like I said, it's one thing to say, you know what, I was very young and I had a baby and I really didn't know any better. But to go and have two, some of you even 3 or 4, with no husband, no male supporter, that's not. And then let's go back to again that the order of the man being ahead of woman. If you guys done fought so hard and you guys been deceived, okay, again, there we go again with this deception. You get to be masculine. You get to have equal rights as men. Who would do that? Would God do that? I mean, like, this is God's order right here. Someone else is deceiving and again manipulating things. So again, be vigilant. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Someone is opposing forces is manipulating and instigating a war, a spiritual war that's taking place right now. And this video is about community. But if you don't have that family nucleus, the family which is the nucleus, then you can't have a community. And like I said in other videos, I know you mentioned, you may have heard me say, without owning the homes and the businesses, you don't have a community. Without the family, you do not have a community. I don't care if you got 100 houses in your neighborhood and someone is occupying all 100. If there's not a husband, wife, and children, there's not a family. And therefore, to not have a family is to not have a community. To have a community and we all value our family and we come together and we share the values. I mean, something that is, look, we live here. We care about where we live. Let's create a better community. Let's stand up to the officials that's running our cities and let's make change. We can move a lot better if we had families and in the community, and community engagement. We'll be able to have better community engagement, but to be a single mom or a single father, work 40 plus hours a week is to basically neglect the child and pass the child off to either society or one of the institutions, they're in society. And that's enough to start programming the minds at a very young age of our children. So when it comes to a lot of this negative music, it has a huge influence on our children, boys and girls. Okay, even some adults who's not operating in an adult capacity. They're still caught up in materials and still caught up with the ways of the world and do a lot of things for attention and likes, seeking validation. And so, like I say, we got to get back. Men have to get back to being the head, and like I say, and show and create structure and have order. So like I say, man, Earth Day coming up, April the 22nd, here in the great city of Stonecrest. We're gonna call it Stonecrest Earth Day. Where we get out and we volunteer and we clean up our community. We pick up trash, fix up our yards and things like that. And as long as I'm breathing, my family and I, like I say, the family will be there. We engage every year in keeping up our community here in the Arabian Mountain Heritage area. Shout out to District 5 right here in the great city of Stonecrest. And I say to many of you, you could exhibit and do the same, because right now Time is ticking, and like I said, it's a lot of deception going on out here. I do not want that to go unnoticed. When I say a lot of deceiving and deception out here, I remember that one part real quick. This one part in watching one of my favorite movies, The Matrix, Part 1. Keanu Reeves, he was depicted to be the one. And so Morpheus come and, snatched him up and let me basically school this guy. And I'm going to, show him better than I can tell him. And I'm going to take him down a rabbit hole as long as he make that choice to take the red pill. I tell him the truth. And so anyway, he made the choice to take the red pill instead of the blue pill. But anyway, to the point. They were in the Matrix, and Keanu Reeves said, deja vu. And they were like, what you say? He like, no, it wasn't like that. He like, no, what you say? He said, I said, deja vu, what you see? He said, I seen a black cat walk that way, and then I turned and I looked back a quick second, and I seen it again. Do the same thing. They're like, oh, we gotta go. It's a glitch in the Matrix. In other words, just that quick. That's the illusion. It's false. It's a trick. It's a scam going on. So again, to you, the viewer, I'm convincing you that something is terribly wrong. All right. If nothing else, again, be entertained. But I would like to convince you that something is terribly wrong. All right. Do I have all of the answers? I don't. But it's up to you, the viewer, to become active and to do some thorough research and get involved and be vigilant, be aware. Because like I say, with this deceiving going on, it's happening all around the world. I mean, prison planet. And again, Book of Revelation chapter 12, verse 9, the Satan was kicked out. He's down here, and he brought his buddies with him. He got his crew with him. And they down here wreaking havoc amongst the God's children and God's chosen people. They're down here. And these guys are not happening. There's no negotiating with this satanic force. There's no, hey, look, we caught you in the lie. I mean, again, we're talking about the father of lies. The Bible says that too. He's the father of lies. So to be the father of lies is to be deceptive, to be very deceiving. And so again, I say to you, be aware. Women, don't let these opposing forces break up the family. All right, don't let them break up the family. Men, get back to being men. Have some discipline. Hey, pull up by the bootstrap. You know what I mean? Get around like-minded people and step up to the plate. Now, again, you may have heard me say, everyone is not going to get it. So it's not to draw confusion. Hit rewind. Watch what I say. Get what you need. And for those who's not gonna, get it, then they it's a good chance they won't get it. And last but not least, like I say to all to the younger folks, spread the word. Don't be out here willy-nilly just opening your legs, having babies. I can't stress it enough. It's too many women who don't like to be challenged when you talk about the decisions that they made, and they don't want to be held accountable, And so that's why it's important for the men to be in the household to teach your daughters better, to teach the boys how to respect the girls, and the girls how to service and respect and help the male. And that's the very reason why it's important. So, like I say, this will be to be continued, and we'll talk more about it. But I just wanted to get it off my chest. It was on my mind. You know what I mean? Like I said, it does help to talk about it. And so for whatever viewers I have, thanks for listening. And like I said, we got a lot of work to do. And I want to leave you with this right here. So a lie don't care who tell it. And remember, I told you, the adversary is the father of lies. You know what I mean? The truth has enough weight to crush a mountain of lies. So like I say, I'll title this right here, communities. And I want to say this one more last time because, this my neighbors might want to watch. Maintain your lawns. If your gutter dangling from your house and your soffit, the birds living in your soffit, and they won't no longer hold up the gutters, get it repaired. And all of us want nice homes. All of us want nice cars. All of us want to live in a nice community. All of us want to go to nice 5-star restaurants. We have to pitch in and play our part. And real quick, man, y'all check out my Salem Park video, man. I think that's on my other YouTube. I got another YouTube channel, Psych Dolo TV. And I think I posted it there. But basically, the city has invested $250,000 into rebuilding our park, one of our parks, and that's the first phase. And so the second phase, they're going to extend the basketball court. They're going to do cut down some trees. We got a walking, we got a track that go around the soccer field. They're going to do some more upgrades, but the first phase, they done spent $250,000 already. And I've gone there 3 times, and every time I go there, I have to pick up trash. And I know y'all saying you shouldn't do it. This is my community. I believe in my community. I'm gonna play my part. I'm only one person. I commend the others that playing their part, but it don't make sense to have to run to somebody else's city and say, I'm gonna go over there to Conyers. I'm gonna go over there to Sandy Spring. I'm gonna go over there to Center. They got something nice. So we got to leave where we live to go to somebody else's community because we not playing our part in raising our children. These half behind parents, meaning the ones who don't want to put in the work, and the ones who constantly making not so good decisions. You got to be held accountable. All right. For y'all women who say, we want equal rights as men. No, you don't. You do not want no equal rights as men, because if you had to be equal to a man and a man get to punch you in your face, that ain't something you want. That's not something you want. And if you're gonna be equal to man, then it's imperative that chivalry is dead, because we all got equality. All right. So let's get back some order, some structure. Let's value our communities. If you're out at the park, especially in the city of Stonecrest, man, we got trash cans out there. Quit leaving y'all alcohol bottles. Y'all out there drinking alcohol, breaking glass out there where the children's supposed to play. We ain't gonna never have nothing nice because we the bad guys. It's what we do to ourselves. No, Asian people ain't coming out to that park from their community. White folks ain't coming all the way from their areas to go to our parks. It's what we do to ourselves. If you're littering in your community, you spray paint vacant buildings and bandos, then again, you tearing down our community, and so I don't know which one is worse, jealousy and hate or racism. And I'm saying that to say it's what we do to ourselves. So this got to fall up under some type of self-hatred. All right. Anyway, we'll do a to be continued. Thanks for your time. Share with a friend. This is Real Spill. All right. And I appreciate y'all, man. Over and out.